You are listening to Phil Hulett and Friends. This is hour 2 of the talk show, where you get nothing but fun, informative, sometimes unexpected conversation about the stories you care about. You'll hear from the experts, authors, and others, and we hope to put a little smile on your face along the way. Let's meet the friends. We caught her playing with dolls earlier today. It's Erin Myers.
Well, we all thought Chucky was the creepiest doll. Well, he might have some competition from Barbie.
And in this corner, weighing in at 175 pounds and hailing from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, it's Chris Martin.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Former female boxing champion Laila Ali or current women's ultimate fighting champion Rhonda Rousey?
Oh.
Good question, huh?
Yeah. I know who my money's on.
We asked the hard-hitting questions here on the Phil Hulett and Friends show.
Yes, we do. All right, thanks for tuning in once again, and let's get things rolling with you, Erin. And I guess the question is, who's creepier, huh? Is really, can Barbie get any creepier? What have they done with Barbie now?
Barbie can now talk.
Uh-oh.
Yes, she can speak. And apparently this new Barbie is called Hello Barbie. And it hasn't even hit the shelves, but children's advocacy groups are already, raising a ruckus because they think it can eavesdrop. Barbie can eavesdrop on your children and exploit private conversations for profit because the conversations that Barbie has with the kids are recorded and put on the cloud. So they're saved there, and, they're not supposed to be used for anything.
Well, whose cloud account is it? Is it the owner of the Barbie?
It says there's certain authorized people. That's all it says right now.
Over at Mattel.
So parents and, yes, probably people
and
at
parents.
Mattel.
So it's Bluetooth Barbie. Is that what it is? She's Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know.
She's
Is
wired.
She is wired.
You don't have to pull a little ring on her
cord,
back.
No, there's no pull cord. She just has conversations with kids and uses words, and they say they wanted to do this because, little girls like to talk to their dolls.
And you know what? I'm looking at her on our show fun page right now. There's a picture of her at the New York International Toy Fair.
How's she look?
She looks like she's put on a little weight in the face. They're making her a little more normal looking, I think.
She does look a little more normal. She's not as fancy, supermodel-ish
or
now.
like angular cheeks and jawbones and all that. That's gone. She looks actually a little younger now, and frankly a little puffy.
She's getting the injections. That's what they all do.
Is that what's happening?
Probably.
Okay, she's not bloated.
No, Barbie gets Juvederm.
Oh. All right. Well, you could take a look at her there on the show fun page. Interesting, though, that some people would be up in arms about that. But you never know.
Talking Barbie. I think it's kind of interesting.
And wait till the hackers
time.
get a hold of it.
Can you imagine what the Barbie will say to your kids?
You walk into your
then?
bedroom and say, "This is ISIS. Turn over your Turn over your Ken dolls for the fight."
Oh, don't give them any ideas.
Oh, well, they're already there. Trust
Yikes.
me. Okay, now let's get down to what's really important.
Chicks fighting?
Yes.
Cat fight.
Right. Laila Ali versus Rhonda Rousey. Now, this isn't a real bout that anybody's promoting, is it?
No, not yet. But I feel if we get enough momentum behind it, maybe we could do our best Don King and get something happening.
Could we start it now? Let's start the fight. Let's get this going.
Let's do it. Let me tell you how the controversy started first.
Okay.
So here's what happened. TMZ, who is also known for their hard-hitting questions, walked up and asked Laila Ali if she could take the current UFC women's I think she's welterweight or whatever. She's the baddest woman in Ultimate Fighting Championship.
She's bad.
Ronda Rousey. We're all familiar with her name now. And Laila Ali responded with, "No woman in the world can beat me, period."
Oh.
Besides, she's like the size of my 3-year-old daughter.
Oh.
Those are fighting words.
Right. And TMZ, they do what they do best. They make sure to grab that fire and take it over to Rousey. And she responded with, "If Laila wants to take me up on that, I'm here. A size advantage won't help her with my fighting style. Besides, she's retired and has a bunch of kids."
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think
that's paraphrased.
You know what? I think she's right, actually, because
it's a totally different, kind of fight.
Boxers are upright and shoulders, curled in, and you're jabbing and swinging and all that sort of thing with your head down a little bit. And Rhonda will go right. She'll take her teeth to your ankles if she has to.
Yeah, she has a different fighting style, but just picture you in the size that you are fighting a trained 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Because she's not all that big, and there is something to be said for a size advantage. Plus, let me give you a couple other stats. Ali is arguably the greatest female boxer to ever live. She retired at 24-0 with 21 knockouts. Meanwhile, Ronda Rousey has had 11 fights, and in total, they haven't reached 25 minutes in time. So Those are two bad girls if they went at it.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, that. Can you imagine? People would pay more than they're paying Manny Pacquiao and Lee Merriweather. No, he's not fighting Lee Merriweather, is he? Floyd Mayweather.
Junior.
Yeah. Our production assistant, Nick Wright, doesn't know who Lee Merriweather is. It was a joke. It was a joke, son.
Yeah.
She's an actress from the 60s and 70s. Okay.
Still don't know.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
either.
Yeah, okay, great. Now, all right. I'm the old guy on the show, by the way. How long ago was it we were talking about this guy that invented powdered alcohol? And he thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then all the parents and the educators and the health advocates went absolutely nuts. Their heads exploded. And they said, no, kids are going to start snorting this. They're going to put it in their juicy juice when they're at school, shake it up, and you won't even know when the kids are powering down the how many proof alcohol in that powder?
As much as the alcohol that it relates to would be. So I think vodka's 80 proof, which is 40%, something like that.
Yes.
Rum, it has a rum, a tequila, so
Right.
whatever the proof is of that
So
alcohol.
kids walking around with juice boxes with alcohol in it, and so you see the kids shaking their juice box, you know what's going on, right?
Yikes.
It's going to be tough to get it into a Capri Sun, but they'll find a way.
So anyway,
Who lives well, there's a
regulators heard all the outrage and all of that, and they did the prudent thing, and they talked to the guy that came up with this, and they denied his patent and did not approve this for public consumption. Isn't that right, Chris?
They did not. No, actually, it's been approved. This product is going to hit the shelves. And you were asking how long ago we were talking about this. It seems like months ago, maybe even as much as a year ago when this product first came out and received all this controversy. But yeah, the Federal Treasury Department, which apparently helps run like alcohol, tobacco, and firearms,
Yes.
have approved Palcohol to be
You're
sold
kidding me.
legally
Yikes.
in stores.
And then, is it meant to be mixed in? That's what you're supposed to do with it? You drop it in whatever juice and shake it up?
Yeah, you
Okay.
put it in water. Really, you mix it straight with water, and it would turn water into vodka or rum or tequila, one of the many
Weird.
brands that they offer. And then they do have some flavored ones, too. They have ones that instantly taste like margarita or rum chata or any of those
Wow.
other drinks that people enjoy.
What's a rum chata?
I don't know.
I think I just made that up.
Did you?
Here's other.
Is it like rum poured over an enchilada?
I think so. Which, now that I think about it, sounds delicious.
Does it?
Here's how they're
Yikes.
marketing it. They're saying it's for people that are on the go and love the outdoors, which makes sense because then you don't have to carry around a bottle. You just carry around this packet of powder.
Yeah.
It comes in all kinds of different boozes. We talked about that. And it's only 80 calories a bag.
Wow. What if you just want to like drink not even pour it anything? Can you just kind of like shake it in your mouth and do
You
it that
can,
way?
but it's very, very foul tasting according to the people that
okay.
have tried the product.
And you'll burn your nasal passages right out if you try to snort it.
Oh, they said it's vile if you try it that way.
But you
It
know kids
burns
are going to
like
do
fire.
it. Kids love
It'll
snorting
become
stuff.
the thing that you like the challenge, that cinnamon challenge.
Look,
Till their eyes start bleeding and their nose
if
is
you can't
runny.
understand why kids are huffing stuff out of your your cleaning product closet at home, your cabinet, they're inhaling and snorting whatever they could find because of sure, it hurts for a moment, but then whatever after effect they get, it's easier than talking the guy behind the counter at the liquor store to sell you a fifth of vodka, right?
Sure, yeah. They get whatever they can get their hands on. And I mean, that's some of the other controversies are that they can get, not just kids, but anybody can get their hands on extreme quantities of this stuff. It's easy to spike somebody else's drink if you wanted to step it up a notch, and you can sneak it into events quite easily.
Step it up a notch.
Yeah. if you
What does
wanna
that mean?
Step someone else's drink up a notch.
Oh, I see.
Right?
I thought you were talking about the process in which one would like to get somebody to go up to his room.
Well, that's exactly
Here,
what
have a little
spiking a
extra.
drink is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Oh.
how's that? What's that over there on the wall? And then they turn their head, get a little powder in there. I'm not advocating it. I'm saying that's what the that's what the opposers are saying.
Is there any chance once this becomes marketed that they will look for celebrity endorsements? Because I think Bill Cosby can use one right about
Probably.
now.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah, I think they already have Paris Hilton signed up.
Oh gosh! Hey, Esquire and Cosmopolitan, two fine magazines that I got to remember to re-up my subscription to both of those. Anyway, they just released the results of a new sex survey, but it's less of a fun survey and more of a let's be grown-ups and talk about sex and gender issues kind of thing. And here are the 10 most interesting stats from the surveys. 1, if a male boss tells a female employee her haircut makes her look pretty, is it sexual harassment? They asked this question, and the survey results said only 1% of women said yes versus 3% men. which just tells me that men aren't absolutely clear on what kind of compliments they could say in the workplace.
They're afraid.
Yes. But those are very small numbers, though. 1% of women said yes. If the boss says your haircut's pretty, it's sexual harassment.
That's just a compliment, I feel like.
And so that 1% to me tells me that whoever is doing the hiring over that place of business isn't really doing a good enough job asking the right questions when they're doing the interviews. Because I don't know, that's trouble waiting to happen. Right? Somebody's sitting at their desk waiting to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And 1%, the fact the number's 1% proves it.
Yeah.
Well, those are the ones with bad haircuts, though.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's all it is. They're jealous about the good haircuts?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The bad haircuts.
If a female boss says a male employee's haircut makes him handsome, that is, 1% of women and 2% of men say that's sexual harassment. So the big takeaway is it's probably still socially acceptable to compliment someone's haircut.
Yeah. Hair seems pretty innocent.
Yeah. Do you feel relieved now? 41% of women, 26% of men have seen a stranger flash them. 41% of women have been flashed by a stranger?
I'm in
I
that
have
group.
been.
Yeah.
Really?
You have too.
Uh-huh. There was actually a serial flasher in my neighborhood when I was a kid, and they drove down the street and flashed my sisters and I, and we all ran into our parents' house screaming.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
we had to call the police.
Here's the thing with the survey, though, and it's completely different from what you're talking about.
know.
The survey did not differentiate between creepy old guys in trench coats and or a girl going wild at Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Girls Gone Wild. 1% of women, 2% of men say it's not okay for men to laugh at rape jokes.
That's a low number.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it is okay for women to laugh at rape jokes. 1% of women, 2% of men say not okay for men to laugh, but it is okay for women to laugh.
It's not okay for men to laugh at him while a woman's around. See?
Oh, see, there you go.
All in the context.
In the man cave.
Yep.
Who should initiate things when a couple has sex? 6% of women and 2% of men say the man. 2% of women, 9% of men say the woman. And 93% of women and 88% of men say, who cares? As long as it's initiated.
Yeah. As long as it happens.
Yeah. Most people who have sent a naked selfie who are those people? Were in a relationship with the person they sent it to, but 26% of men and 12% of women have sent one to someone they just had a crush on.
That just seems not like a good idea to me.
It's a little forward, isn't it?
And it's going to blow up in your face down the road.
Yes, it sure is.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Check this out.
Yeah, blackmail.
Right,
for sure.
When your photos start showing up on YouPorn,
yes.
Then 7% of men and 1% of women have forwarded a naked selfie someone sent to them. So there you go. So that person who had a crush on you, who sent the
They're sharing
naked
it with
selfie,
all their friends.
they're going to show everybody.
Yep.
All right, question. Are you a feminist? Only 51% of women and 29% of men say yes. And I have something related to that coming up in a little bit. Single men are more likely to experience sexual dry spells than single women. 32% of guys had 0 sexual partners last year versus just 19% of women. What's that look on your face?
No, it just seems like I think it is probably easier for girls to not have that problem.
And
most
finally,
of the time.
if you found out the person you were dating was a registered sex offender, would you give them a chance to explain or just dump them outright? 52% of women, 67% of men would actually hear them out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's different things that people get put on that list for, I've learned.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yes.
True. There are a lot of
another device
awkward
to do.
moments in life that we all experience, and I think we've all experienced this, where you walk into the grocery store and the Girl Scouts are there with their cardboard table and somebody's mom and a bunch of cookies, and you're thinking, yeah, you know what, I should support the Girl Scouts because I really want to chow down some yummy cookies too.
And because they're so cute,
You
they
can't say
guilt you
no.
right into
Yes.
it.
But
Very
you
hard.
do very often say no, and you walk right in, and sometimes you don't even make eye contact. It's one of those awkward moments, right? And then you walk
do that
out,
hand
and
in
you're
front of your
thinking,
face.
okay, I'm in a hurry. I got to get this pasta back home because the pot's already boiling, or whatever it is that you got to get home in a hurry. And you again, it's awkward, and you feel like a baddie. But now it's even more convenient and less awkward, I think, because of an advancement that some Girl Scouts have come up with. Erin, tell us about that.
In Vermont and New Hampshire, Girl Scouts are setting up drive-throughs in shopping malls and parking lots. And so you just drive up with your car, roll down the window, say, hey, I want a box of Thin Mints. They'll give it to you, and then you take off. And so that way, if you don't want to stop, you just drive on by without even having to look at the Girl Scouts.
That's right.
Yes.
Nothing awkward about that.
No.
But fully convenient.
Very convenient. I kind of like it.
You just have your driver's side window roll down, and they'll just pitch it right into the vehicle. You
Yeah.
literally don't have to stop. You just
Right.
go by at a slow
Throw the money
roll.
out, and they toss in the cookies.
Just make sure they have a merit badge for pitching cookies.
Yes.
Yeah. Chucking. Cookie
Very
chucking. Yeah. All right. Now, I mentioned, remember, you were referencing the good headlines that we had at the top of this hour.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them involved this guy, the Poopetrator. At least that's what he's being called. And why is that, Erin?
Well, apparently there's this guy in Akron, Ohio, that is a serial poopetrator. That's what they're calling him. Since 2002, there have been 19 reports of feces appearing on hoods and handles of residents' cars. So people very fed up. It was happening to one guy. He said his daughter's car 6 times. 6 times. So he decided to set up a camera for 2 weeks, and they finally caught him on Tuesday, with his pants down over the hood of her car, getting his photo taken. And so they've released the photo, and now they're trying to find out who this guy is who's going and, disgusting up people's cars.
Who's going to jail for a very long time, I'm assuming? Or hoping?
Where does that come from, the idea to do that? It's very disturbing.
Yeah. I mean,
bit.
you're just he's a guy that just poops on people's cars.
Yes. Sometimes he, smears it around, too. Like, he gets artistic.
Jeez.
Yeah, very gross.
And you said put it under the handle?
Yes.
That's
go with the-
devious because you can't see under the handle.
I've only done that with toothpaste.
You go to open the car.
Yeah. Very disgusting.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
And it's been going on
Deserve to
for
be
a
in jail.
while, so they're hoping that this picture now will help them catch him. And he does look, we have the picture up, I think, on the website, and he does look like he got caught.
Oh, God.
He's got his pants down. He's on the hood of the car, and
Yes.
he's doing that thing where he's looking over at the camera, slack-jawed. Is that what it is?
It kind of looks like he realized,
His eyes are glimmering
oh,
from the
crap.
flash.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that what he looks like? Yeah. I don't know. Have we as a society become far too accepting and compassionate and empathetic about people of all mental capacities? And I don't want to be insensitive to people
Yeah.
we should be sensitive about, but just the same, there are some loony people walking around. And back in the day, if you looked at somebody funny, they'd lock you up in the funny farm. Now, I'm not saying that we go back to that extreme, but there might be a happy medium in here where we stop and say, hey, as a society or as a human race, we're doomed if we keep mainstreaming our wackiest people
Yeah, this guy.
and letting them
think-
reproduce, and they have wacky
Yeah,
kids.
this guy doesn't look that weird either. The photo's weird, but he
he
doesn't look
poops
that
on
strange.
cars.
It might be some strange fetish.
And we know that he poops on cars. Isn't that enough to
Yes.
say, okay, that's it, we're done?
I can't imagine that this guy doesn't get the book thrown at him for whatever the maximum penalty someone can receive for this disturbing behavior.
Do you
He will
think
get all of it?
You think there's a law on the book that speaks specifically to this crime? I wonder.
Yes, it's got like indecent exposure or public
Yeah.
displays of terrible,
Yeah.
disgusting acts.
Assault by defecation.
Yes. Oh, yes. I think if he gets caught, part of his punishment should be he has to wear diapers.
Yeah. Okay, now we're
Yes.
talking. All right. Well, that's the Poopetrator. And something else that stinks is the fact that there's going to be another edition of a movie that will make some parents run screaming. Isn't that right, Chris?
Why does that stink?
Well, because I don't
think
know.
It's nice.
I was going to open up with I had a bit where I was going to go, do you want to watch a movie?
Instead of make a snowman.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, you haven't seen Frozen yet, but you've alluded to the fact that, Frozen is coming out with a Frozen 2 Disney announced today.
Well, and what's the parenthetical description of that? Frozen 2, still cold?
Frozen 2, yeah, it's still cold. And
Where do they go with the second one, really?
wherever, it doesn't matter. They'll
Yeah.
get at least half, maybe 3/4 of the audience right out of the gate just to check it out.
Yeah.
We'll see where they go with the storyline. But it does sound like most of the original cast will be returning to it, which I'm sure that the fans of the movie are excited about that.
Were they going to sing Let It Go some more? Or are they going to come up with a new song?
Maybe
Yeah.
let it snow instead.
They'll just switch up one or two words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it snow.
Well, that's going to be an instant hit because the kids can't get enough of Frozen, can they?
They love it. They wore that movie and all the songs to the movie out until their parents were ready to pull their hair out.
I think if Idina Menzel got into like the main street of any particular town, and she doesn't even need a flute to do this. If she just started singing and walking down the main street, all the kids would follow. She could keep walking all the way to a cliff, and they would follow her over the cliff.
Like
Isn't that right?
Piper, yep.
Yes. That's what this has become. Our kids have become mesmerized by this movie.
Mind control through a Disney film.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, they're like timing this announcement of Frozen 2 around the new Cinderella movie, right? Like they're thinking that might be a similar audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So it's prom season, is it not, Erin?
It's getting closer. This is the time where you start thinking about your date, your dress, that kind of stuff.
And the ante's kind of high, or the bar's been raised kind of high for if you want to impress your potential prom date when you ask her to the dance,
Yes,
right?
apparently, at least in Georgia, there are 3 guys being charged as adults for allegedly stealing a goat on Saturday night. I guess one of the guys wanted to ask a girl to prom, and he wanted the goat so he could say the line, "Would you goat with me to prom?" But instead, he went to jail. Yes. But instead, he went to jail and is facing charges. And we don't know if she's going to go to prom with him or not.
That's
Wow.
a fail.
Is she a cow?
Oh,
Aw.
that's an old frat boy thing anyway, isn't it? Don't you steal goats and like stick them in the other fraternities' houses?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you never
They're
hear about
spray paint
fraternity
'em.
boys going to jail for
For
stealing
stealing
somebody's
goat.
goat.
He should go to jail for that terrible joke he tried to give to his whoever he was asking to
Yeah,
prom.
right. Well,
She probably would have said no if that was the way he was
Arrested
going
by
to.
the
Maybe he
joke
was
police.
saved from embarrassment for
I
that.
think the youth of America should just stop. Let's beg them to stop the elaborate viral prom proposals. Just
Right.
stop altogether, right? They're over, and pretty soon something tragic is going to happen.
Uh-oh.
Don't you think? It could happen. The current era where things never have been worse between cops and black teenagers. You know what I'm talking about? This particularly seems like just the worst idea. A girl named Stephanie out of Palmdale, California, incidentally, not
that far.
too far from here, wanted to do an elaborate prom proposal for her boyfriend, Davion is his name.
Okay.
And this was yesterday. So she talked a cop into pretending to arrest Davion at school. And this is right in the middle of everything that's happening in that town in Maryland, right? What's the name?
Ferguson.
Ferguson, exactly. Not a good thing. A couple of cops just got
I'm with
shot.
her so
and-
far. So
Yeah.
far, this seems like an okay ruse.
it
Does it
seems
go
so
south?
mean.
Well, the cop escorted him out of school in handcuffs. And when he got outside, Stephanie was waiting there with a sign asking him to go to the prom. Stephanie, Davion, and the cop are all smiling together in a photo at the end. So maybe this
Turned out okay.
maybe this is us being stodgy and
Yes.
oversensitive. But it just seems like the wrong time in history to have a cop arrest an innocent black teenager in a prank. Is that going too far?
I don't know. I think going too far might be thinking that there's something wrong with that. Maybe that's the part that's going too
See,
far.
I wanted to sound sensitive and inclusive, and right after making the cow comment, I thought I needed to.
You're right.
Save face
Switch it
after
up.
that.
Find something.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know it. All right. Going back to the cow thing, Facebook had an emoji for a long time, Chris, that I had no idea they had it, but I'll never get to use it now. Is that right?
You won't. Nobody will. If you've never used the feeling fat emoji, you will never get the opportunity. Erin, have you ever used the feeling fat emoji?
I don't even use emojis. I've decided that I don't like them.
I only use the
Yes.
winky face, and that's just sort of to try to ease a joke that I think might not come across correctly.
Winky face.
Yeah, you just use the thing where the smiley face winks, so they know that you're not serious about
Yeah.
whatever it is you were saying. But Facebook has removed the feeling fat emoji. It's like this extra round smiley face with full rosy cheeks and a double chin. So I guess
Yep.
it is a little bit controversial, but it is smiling. And I guess change.org put a petition together. They collected almost 20,000 signatures, and a spokeswoman for the campaign said, "I am so happy that we've eliminated one form of fat shaming and body hatred on the internet."
Wow.
Facebook has yet to issue a statement. They just dropped the emoji without saying anything.
How
What's
about
enough petition?
All right, that's a good feel-good story. Here's one more for you. Two friends in Michigan recently got life-saving transplants on the same day in the same hospital from the same organ donor.
Wow.
Wait a second.
One of them needed a new heart. The other needed a lung transplant. And both surgeries were a success.
Okay. So this was a deceased organ donor.
Yeah, this was a donor that got one of those little stickers on his driver's
Right.
license. Or is it driver license?
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those too. The two guys, they're 60, the other 67. How about that?
Wow.
And they're both going to be fine.
Because I know that you only need like one kidney.
Yeah.
So maybe you could give away one of those, and then what else could
Yeah.
you afford to give away?
Not your heart.
No.
Pancreas,
Yeah.
you don't need that, right?
Hey, we love your comments at philhewlettandfriends.com or on Twitter at FAFShow. Thanks to our executive producer, Mike Stark, our producer, Brooke Peterson, production assistant, Nick Wright. For Erin Myers, Chris Martin, I'm Phil Hulett. Can't wait to talk with you next time on Phil Hulett and Friends.